Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
Right.
And here's the thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one had to go.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Start the show, everyone. I can't hear you, Reem. I can't hear you, Nico. But I'm sure you guys will chime in soon for now.
Yeah, we inside, man. Good night, everybody.
We inside. Nico, you inside or you outside? Yeah, you just talking to yourself, Nico. We can't hear you.
We ain't hearing you at all, bro.
Nah, okay, man. We are going to. I got kick you. I bring you back in. All right. Well, another episode of All In, All United. But this time we are doing a season review of the of Manchester United 2024-2025.
Check.
Yeah, man.
Check, Nico. Chat 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right. Well, this season we finished 16th?
15th?
Was it 14?
I don't even
Well,
know, man.
15th.
That's how bad the season was. We did not finish in the top 10. We did not finish in the top 12. If we finished 13th or 14th, okay. But
15.
Okay.
15.
15th or 14th, okay?
all right. But we can all agree that this season was a season to be written off and a season that probably one of the worst seasons in Manchester United history. But at the end of the day, as fans, we're going to do a season review. It's funny, but before we start the season review, quite a few fans were telling me, I will mention the team in a short while. Quite a few fans were telling me that, we were not going to win our Europa League final. And it's a shame that we lost 1-0 to Spurs. And for some reason,
who got demolished by Brighton a couple of days after.
but don't worry about that. That's not what I get into, because for some reason these fans find me, and for some reason in the last month, Inter Milan fans found me on social media, and lo and behold, yesterday, good Lord, demolition derby, bent right over. Anyway. Well done to PSG. Well done to Spurs. Well done to Crystal Palace for the FA Cup. Well done to obviously Liverpool for winning the Premier League. Well done to, I guess, Arsenal for we beat Madrid twice. And yeah, that's it, man. Anyway, let's focus on us, because there's a lot to be done tonight and there's a lot to be done next season. Let me ask you guys a question here first. Let's go through this first banner first. Who is your player of the season? I mean, we had a disastrous, disgusting season, and it's a season to be written off, right? By the end of the day, there's still some players that I guess shined. They were the best out of a bad bunch. And I guess I'll go around the panel and you guys can tell me who is your, I guess, player of the season. I start with Reem.
I know the popular name, so I think I will go with somebody else, right? And I think my player this season, even though he was out for quite some time, the impact that he made when he has been in the team, we were able to see how much we missed when he wasn't there, and that would be Ahmad for me, right? Because I think the impact was so we saw the impact right away when Ahmad came back into the team, and I telling you, even the Villa game, I mean, as much as it didn't mean anything for us, it meant something for Villa. And I mean, I guess we may touch on that at some point in the podcast. But I felt as though, Villa approached that game underestimating us, right? They thought we were dead and buried, and they thought coming to Old Trafford was to just routinely beat a dead dog. And they didn't know that we were playing for some kind of pride, right? I couldn't imagine what Amorim's speech would have been if we lose to Villa on the last day, right? But I say all that to say that Ahmad was very pivotal in why that game was won by us, because he came up clutch for us throughout the season, even before his injury, right? When Ten Hag was treating him, pretty poorly. Every time Ahmad came onto the pitch, we were able to see his impact in the team. We were able to see how he was dragging us. And I will always go back to that Europa League game against, is it Besiktas? They was wearing black. Pio, I think it's POAK from Greece. And Ahmad dragged me to win that game with 2 goals on his own, right? And every time after that, everything Ahmad do was more or less he carried the team on his back. And I tell you, we really miss Ahmad for that period of time that he was injured. I think it was a critical period that he fell out. I don't know how it would have affected the table. I really, So I said all of that to say that my player this season had to be Ahmad, right?
Nico, keep it short. Who's your player this season?
Onana. All right. that was definitely a joke, right? My player this season was Lenny Yoro. I think for a 19-year-old, 19-year-old player coming into this team and more or less cementing himself, that first team player playing under pressure in a difficult team. I think he was definitely a diamond that really shined this season. You saw Honoré, when I try to, remember the look Honoré, you talk about Lenny Yoro look, I don't take down that, and I don't eat all the words.
Correct.
You understand? Because Lenny Yoro, to me, is real quality. I think he surpassed all expectation coming into the Premier League and doing what he did. Even so important to the team that he had to play the final. He wasn't fit enough, but the coach said, hey, yeah, 100%, but he had to play. And you saw during the season where he grew and grew into the team, grew into the league, scored the first goal against Lyon for us when we were down. That is just show the measure and the quality of the man himself. So I think for me, Lenny Yoro was my player this season. Despite the injuries, still, he was my player this season.
Perfect. So far we have Lenny Yoro and Amad Diallo. Like saying good night to Devendra, good night to you. Good night, fellas.
Devendra, good night, man.
Yeah, we just had Devendra. We're talking about who is your player of the season. So drop in the comments who you think is your player of the season. Simeon, talk to me. Who is your player of the season?
I'll be quick. I mean, on the same kind of vibes as Nico. I mean, obviously Ahmad was the most. I mean, his play was the best this season, as far as skill wise and performances wise. But I think Xerxes, Xerxes was the guy I wanted to see if his skills would transfer. Came in very slow, was very, we laughed at him when he first came in. I was ashamed that I would put my name, I was going to, really want to see him do well. And he had some tough times, but he came back really well. He kind of, this season really showed what you want in a player for Manchester United. You take the licks and you just go and you work hard and you come back better. Every game we saw him play, he looked better and better. As a shame we got injured, but you see the potential, you see class, you see fight in Xerxes. So he's my player. I mean, like I said, not the best player on the team, but I think his season he had is one of the best, for us. So.
Okay, so far Xerxes, Ahmad, and Lenny Euro, and all three good contenders. What about you, JP?
Good night, fellas. I would say Mazwari. Mazwari had a very consistent season. When you look at his performances, basically between 6 to 8 out of 10 every game, I would say he had. Consistency is very important in the game, and wherever we put him, be it wing back, be it at the right centre back, the left centre back, Mazwari gave us something, and it really was a bargain of a deal that we got from Bayern Munich. It come like a steal almost when we look at Mazwari in terms of what we paid for him and the output that we get from him this season. That was definitely a steal of a deal that we got out of that player.
That player went off. That player was injured at one time in the season and came back before Luke Shaw. Just remember that, okay?
Yeah.
Iron Lion, welcome to the pod. Better late than never. Who is your player of the season?
Yeah, I told you I was an all-in-all PSG, but yeah. I could only give one player, that is Bruno. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like him, but Bruno is always there, always consistent, always showing himself, always available for the team, right? And he literally he dragged away for most of the season, right? While other fellas was injured, Mazwari, Dillet, all of them was injured. Bruno was always there. I don't mean we had to keep him, but he was there.
Fair enough. I kind of am leaning towards Mazraoui. Mr. Consistent, definitely a steal of a deal from Bayern Munich. And I give Mazraoui for that reason, but also some players that you guys mentioned, I think are more suited for other categories we have tonight, right? Before we get to the next category, let me go to this person, Mylong Ekpenyong. Okay. Good night, everyone. My player of this season was Maguire. Interesting. Okay.
Scored some big goals.
Yeah.
I guess Devinder's talking about Mazraoui, where he started most games. Yeah. Yep. Mickey Rampersad, good night to you. We saw your previous comment. I don't know how to answer that. Maybe Reem or Nico can answer that later on in the pod, right? So, Mickey is saying, just on another note, last season Harry was the worst. We all had the world to say about him. He didn't go social media saying things. He came back this season and improved a lot. I feel a lot of guys should take pattern. No, you're definitely right. Anyway, we have more categories coming.
Phil, just pull up Mickey previous comment.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, one time, yeah.
He's saying, fellas, go Manchester United blessed tonight. Guys, just asking, because I haven't heard anything about it, but do you guys do promotional stuff for the club? And if not, could we start doing things and get a location to watch games in the future?
In terms of promotional stuff for the club, not really, but what we want to do is promote All in All United a little more. So it's stuff that we're looking at doing for the new season. You know, we would like to do little meetups to watch the game and thing in the future. So it's something definitely on the cards. But in terms of promotional stuff for the club, I don't know if I'm misinterpreting what you mean by that, but I will say no. Right? Yeah.
Maybe being registered with United might help. Okay,
well, I know, Lion, you might be a little more knowledgeable about that, so you could probably advise us on that.
Yeah,
if it have any benefits to that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Akita Boisier, that's how you pronounce it?
Boisier.
was there. Welcome to the panel. I mean, welcome to the show tonight. He is saying, well, I don't know if it's he or she, but this person is saying,
He.
Perfect. Okay.
He's played football with me.
Perfect. He's saying Bruno, my player of the season, never injured, dragged this team at times during the season. Fair enough. Everybody gave their opinion and also gave a reason behind their player of the season, right? The next category we're going to go to, panel and also comment section, is the most underrated player of the season. It's quite an interesting category because I had to really think for this one, right? I can start first. I think my underrated player of the season was I don't think he got much minutes, but for me, I think Aiden Heaven. It was between Aiden Heaven and then Euro, I think the word underrated played a key factor in me choosing Aiden Heaven because let's remember, Lenny Euro was linked with Real Madrid of all teams, right? So for some reason, both Manchester United and Real Madrid rated this guy, right? So in terms of underrated, I think Aiden Heaven definitely is my underrated player of the season. Coming from getting no chances at Arsenal, and now he is possibly knocking on the door for the first team, right? Anytime he played, he put in solid performances, at least a 6.5 out of 10 in the games that he played, right? His first season is one not to remember. By the end of the day, he will come good for us, right? So let me start backwards. Lion, who is your most underrated player of the season?
I think Ugarte put in some good performances. He had a few assists and coming with some crucial goals too. Sometimes a midfielder like that, you don't really look at him as important, but he did a lot of dirty work in the middle there.
I think Ugate's season was too up and down, and then when they consider the price tag now, Lion, but that's the only thing. And I'm not disagreeing with you in terms of stepping up with the big moments and thing, but I find as though his season was a little too up and down. And when we bought him for that price, we was expecting a lot more now. So to say he was underrated, I don't know.
He started out well.
It's not really his fault, PSG robbery too. So.
Yeah, we just take her up.
Land them rob where?
Yeah. Now we just get robbed.
Everybody rubbing me, real
bubbly thing, boy.
JP, who is your underrated player of the season?
One of my favorite players in the team, Joshua Zirkzee, because if I remember on this panel itself, when everybody was ready to throw his Zirkzee, I feel I was the only man telling earlier Zirkzee deserves a chance. Right? I was the only man telling earlier Zirkzee deserves a chance, and I think Zirkzee really, after what happened at the Newcastle game, I think Zirkzee really showed what he about mentally and in terms of what he could offer on the pitch as well. I don't know if Amarim saw it properly because we saw where he was thriving as a 10 and really getting involved in the game and doing a lot. He may not have the numbers at the end of the season in terms of goals and assists, but I really think that Zirkzee was very underrated, and he showed something in the end that a lot of people started to call for him to be played in the team a lot more.
We got some fans agreeing with JP, definitely on Jay-Z. Anyway, before we go to Simeon, Jody, blessed good night to you as well. What is going on? We are doing some categories where we are now on the second category of underrated player of the season, but our first category, Jody, was player of the season. So you could drop who is your player of the season, and you could drop who is your underrated player of the season. Now we have more categories to come, plus a special big category at the end. So, Simeon, underrated player of the season.
I think I agree with you. I think Euro. I really think when the kind of my issue with we talk about Mazraoui being good. Like I don't find Mazraoui had an effect like offensively. I think sometimes he played offense. He really didn't affect the game in that. But I think Euro coming on, he's so he can be so effective on both ends with the ball. The confidence he brings. The ball carrying. He can head the ball in the box. His defense has been great. He had a few moments of just where he was expected pass, but I think Euro really was really undervalued coming in because he was injured, first of all, But I mean, man, right now, I mean, his progression, especially in this year, has been, he's who's taking him out of the team right now? Who's going to start ahead of him? I don't think, besides, we saw Heaven as well. He looks great too, but I think Euro has been the most undervalued person on his team. So,
Nico, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going with Zuski too, buddy. I'm going with Zuski because how the season started with him, and then when he got that hamstring injury, it felt like our season was over. When he got that hamstring injury, you can just rack up the season and done. You say, well, I don't say it, but I knew him watching United again because Ahmad was out. And then the only baller he had was Zuski. And he went out, and I said, Jed, I don't know what I'm going to watch again for the rest of the season. Just based on that alone, I think Zuski, from where you come from, to the feeling that you needed to see him in that team. And the confidence he gained, during the season. Zuski, I go with Zuski.
What is this?
Jody.
All right, Jody.
Jody trolling. Jody have better ball knowledge than we comment here, right? So Jody, you have to be trolling because if this is your ball knowledge, if this is your knowledge, then we had to test you. Yeah, serious.
Jody is saying Xerxes is a mess. Sell his anyway. Gideon Boyd is saying player of the season, Ahmad, before injury, and Bruno. Okay, fair enough. We'll get to some more comments, but let me go to Reem for the last comment on underrated player of the season.
I have to agree with you, Phil. I think nobody was expecting Heaven to say anything at all. Even for $1 million from Arsenal, right? I was of the opinion that we were just trying to get bodies in, and we were looking to sell people for PSR. But I really think that that youth man Shoei in his debut and all the other games after, I think in all the games Heaven play, he probably looked shaky in one game. And I don't know what game that is. That the game
he come back from injury.
He just came back from injury. Yeah. But every other game, you bring how old he is? 18, and you bring that man into this functional Man United team, and that man look proper. Imagine we, and I mean, I know Euro, stood up and was counted, but we knew the potential that Euro had coming into the team. We knew, as somebody mentioned, that Real Madrid wanted him, but we get this youth man from Arsenal for $1 million, and this man coming to the team. Yeah, nobody was to understand coming to this team, and I didn't even think about Martinez. I tell myself, I said, okay, good, Euro, and it's a Heaven, so that left side covered. We don't have to worry about Martinez. No, so anytime Martinez pull up now, before it, I'd be like, hey, are you sure? I seen Euro and I seen Heaven, and I feeling safe. So nobody expected from Eden Heaven what we got from him. The man assured on the ball, and I always, if I don't know me, I don't know I like players who good on the ball, right? The fella intelligent, right? And Jed, the man could read the game real good as a proper defender, boy. I excited to see if he get opportunities, hoping that he does get more opportunities next season, how he would grow into, you know, a better and a better player for us.
All right.
Yeah, that's what that's what he have one, and even in his little postseason games there, when Heaven was, you know, he was leading the back
The
three.
center back, yeah, he looked
He was
comfortable.
and look real comfortable.
Yeah, them fellas play with a different kind of
Yeah,
maturity,
I'm
boy.
telling you, you didn't feel no nerves. You didn't feel. Yeah, you had confidence that he knew how to handle that back three.
And
He did it well. He did it well.
He was
Yeah,
spraying
yeah.
some passes in that center position too.
Yeah, now he's proper.
Yep.
He's
And
proper.
we have to give special mention to Aiden Heaven because he also scored the goal of the tournament in Malaysia and Hong Kong. So
Yeah.
yeah. Let me get through some comments before we get through to our next section. Jerome Foster, good night to you. He said, "Evening, gentlemen. Wait to see somebody and Xerxes link up. Not sure who that is.
Cunha.
You
Not
know
sure
that
who
thing
that
in the field, the man is a Man United player. You
Not
can talk,
sure.
you can talk that talk.
Not sure who that.
Confirm the Phil.
You
But
can
confirm
talk
the
that talk. You can talk that talk.
It's on the page. It's on the page.
And I ain't sure who that is, but we move on. Devendra Basile, Maguire, all your wicked boy. What we say that?
Somebody say Maguire play this season.
Yeah, somebody
okay.
comments.
Fair enough. Maguire still underrated. Nah. I can't go at you on that, boy.
No, but he could have been underrated coming into the season, because we really didn't
It's
expect nothing from Maguire.
Nah.
True.
Man's a winger now. Man's a winger.
Winger now.
Striker.
The man that striker, the man was the best striker in the team. Right?
Harry Maguire.
So no, it's a good one.
Gideon is also saying underrated player of the season, Garn.
He said joke. He said joke.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Let me get in 2 or 3 more comments. Jody saying all y'all are in denial. Jody, we know you trolling, Jody. We know you trolling. And Jerome Foster is saying, Heaven is fantastic. Him and Euro, keep them fit and help them progress. Maguire to eat bench, please.
I agree.
Maguire too slow, boy. You know, I seen a back three, right, of Heaven, Euro, and Mazwari.
Nah.
Yeah,
I see that's a mobile, everybody good on the ball, intelligence, passing range, progressive passes, progressing with the ball.
The back three will be Heaven, Maguire, and Euro. I'm telling you. Because listen. Or delete.
He was big defender in the back.
When Heaven came back, he put him left center back and he put Euro right center back.
Yeah.
Euro original position supposed to be right center back. In the future, we'll have to buy a center back because Maguire.
Lion, it had 2 games. I see Euro play center back and Euro marshal that real proper.
Probably because somebody was injured.
Yeah,
but it don't matter. You have to play the position that you're given on the day.
Play the position real
good.
Fine.
Let's always injured. Maguire probably was injured. That's why you do that.
My thing with Maguire, right, is Maguire too slow, so you can't play too high up the line with Maguire.
Correct.
And then he shaky too. He just panic.
But while he's saying that, and he wasn't shaky like that this season.
What? He was shaky?
Right?
He had his moments still,
But he had plenty moments that Euro and Heaven never had.
A little wicked, boy. I feel you're taking Maguire for the next chapter, brother.
No.
That was real shaky.
All I saying in a back three of Mazwari, Euro, and Heaven, we have quality in that back line.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah, sure.
And if you're looking at a team that's trying to possess the ball, and you could play a line higher because quick.
Yeah.
We could do real thing with our back line, boy.
Let me get through some of these comments before the time pass. Jerome Foster is saying Delit plus them two will be good with some experience and games together under them belts. Fair enough. We can pause on this comment here, and we're going to go to the next section, which is most improved player of the season. And we can go back around. I will start. I will give no explanation because we I want you guys to talk. My most improved player of the season, Joshua Zirkzee. So
Yeah, I think this is where Joshua Zirkzee coming in for me.
yeah,
You're not
You
gonna be
understand? Because
unanimous.
if I remember, I was ready to sell stocks, right?
All are we?
Who you say, Ryan?
Until they remember,
I feel-
you have the jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a unanimous decision. Man.
Yeah, I think it should be, but I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Some people might see it differently, but I telling you,
In the comment section, tell us who is your most improved player of the season.
because I had a serious problem with the way how Zirkzee started up, how he was playing. He was shooting the ball like a grenade, and I know from looking at who he was and how he was with Bologna. This man had this man had touches, and this man was afraid to hold on to the ball and giving away the ball, turning over the ball, getting body off easy, slow, tripping over the ball like them horse with a football. And that thing was real annoying. It was annoying earlier.
Is a good thing that boom, yes.
Yeah, and I know. I remember the game against Newcastle when they booed Zirkzee. I was like, and he run into the dressing room, like, gone from here now, boy.
It's a cry, boy.
But go from here. That's why I saying, but go from here.
Yeah.
You understand? But after that, I don't know, like something clicked by now, man. Realize that hey, I have to change up my game. Let me use my body. I could play football. Let me be confident in myself. You understand? And from then, look, and I agree with Nico. When Zirkzee get injured, by season done, dog.
Yeah.
You know?
He started to look faster and all too.
By everything Zirkzee was doing was entertaining. It was contributing to the team. It was, creative.
Yeah,
I'm
not gonna lie. Every time Zirkzee got the ball, I literally stood up out of my seat and was
but
just
the man give you something to look forward to with his performances. You know,
Quality on the board.
Yeah, you can see that, man. You can see that, and he improved physically. He improved with his defensive work because even when Amrabat played him in the 10, he was seeing how he was getting back, making tackles, winning the ball, laying it off. He ain't trying to do too much. He was doing just the right amount in the right time, just for the team to progress. Nah, but you can't take that from Zirkzee, boy.
The next category. Part of me is thinking that all of us will say the exact same player, but I could be different. So the next category is this category here: unexpected hero. No, I have a player in mind.
But for me, anybody had a different
I think everybody agreed that the most improved player was Zirkzee. Unless
I think somebody.
I different. My player was Casemiro. You know, I think Casemiro started this season even on that Ten Hag. Even we wanted him out during the summer. Yeah, last summer.
I still went one summer.
I went out now.
I went both too. But during the season again, he didn't fight up. You didn't hear him like we partner. Well, my partner, never correct that. My partner Garnacho, right? In the media, he worked hard and he worked his way back into the team and was a pivotal player in the Europa League run to the final. You know, so my most improved player this season, from what he was last season, that the comparison I'm making from performance last season, I think was Casemiro.
And but that's why I say I was going to comment something different because I was going to say Ahmad. Because
I was going with Ahmad too. Ahmad is at the show.
From last season, where he was on the fringes and where how Ten Hag was using him. So when Ruud started to use him, you had to look at it in that sense. He's the most improved in that sense. Yeah.
On midfield.
Sorry about that. Jerome Foster is saying, we still need a centre back who can pass from deep consistently. Martinez, different there, world class, but he turning into a croc. Like a croc.
Always injured now, like a walking stick kind of.
Oh, the lit will do for a little, but we need the passing from deep. You are right. You definitely are right for sure. Let me go to a few more comments. So, Reed, what position Zirkzee should play? Because clearly he and Rasmus can't score to save the club.
Man is at 10.
Come,
Man, that's there, but-
Jody, be a little more
but
critical
Amarin-
what you're thinking. I don't just see it because he's a 9, he's supposed to be a striker.
Amarin playing him in the 10, but I
You see, I don't understand. Amarim hands tied in it. Right? He don't have any options. He don't have any options up top. So check it, Nico. You see, let me just go back to the Europa League final, right?
Yeah.
We all know that Xerxes, from what we saw, best suited that 10, right? But when RH so bad, right?
No, but we talk about that. Drop him.
No,
Drop
but I'm
him.
saying, watch. So then who else you go pay in the 9? He had to play.
Drop
Xerxes
him.
there.
Let me play a false 9. Drop him. Drop him. Let me play a false 9.
It will still have somebody who will have to point. So even if the false 9 drop in deep, he'll still be at the point at some stage, right? And when in that final, when Xerxes first touch created a real good chance for we. So you have no choice but to play Xerxes there.
Switch Bruno. Well, in fact, he could have played anyhow.
You can't move Bruno out of
Bruno could have played a false 9.
He could have, but you don't want to lose
Play. And anyway, that monk. You see that monk sat in that final. It's still frustrating, man.
Yeah,
but anyway, right? Play Xerxes in the 10. Even if half time you had a change, play Xerxes in the 10, right? And play Bruno as a force. But
what's saying, right? Remember the game against Everton? Xerxes play in the 9, but he dropped off and he had runners beyond him, Rashford and Ahmad. So yes, his starting position will be in the 9, but you know he playing a kind of false 9, kind of 10-ish kind of role.
He wasn't doing that when I find he wasn't doing that. I find he was staying up in front there and
that's instructions.
The quality he has was being wasted.
Yeah, I think
wasted.
I agree.
All right, Jody saying, watch now. Oh, you're lucky I'm not on the panel tonight. Would have been me versus the panel. Oh, Lord. Look, Bacchanal. And Lewis, good night. It's good night. He's saying, my main problem is the goal scoring department because RH has unfortunately lost his way and completely we need at minimum 2 competent strikers. You're not wrong. Let me get 2 more comments. Just 2 more, and then we go back to our categories. Jerome Foster saying Maguire slow to pass, slow to run, slow to marshal defense. He do okay this year versus the past 3, but he need to move on.
And I agree.
Maguire is still like a big truck on there.
I agree.
Right. And then Cassie 18. Casemiro most improved. I could get 1 more comment just for the sake of it. Jerome is saying most improved, hard because of so many new players. But I guess Xerxes, given that was happening in the first month or 2, he wasn't fit and had no preseason. Could say a cast 2 compared to how he was last year.
I'm taking keyboard, Jerome.
Who's this Chelsea fan here? No, Kerry. Wait, he was almost as good as Anthony. Who are you talking about?
I think he's talking about Xerxes.
Yeah, next. Anyway, back to the categories, people. Unexpected hero.
Yeah, I had one, boy.
Yeah, boy.
I actually have 2 players in mind, though.
I won. Yeah.
It was between Harry Maguire and Amad Diallo for me. But
Amad is not unexpected.
You know the thing about it, Casemiro was one too.
Yeah.
Coming to the end of the season.
Yeah, especially in that Lyon game. In that Lyon game, he come up big.
Real big, yeah.
So Casemiro, Ahmad, and also Harry Maguire. I guess it's between Casemiro, Ahmad, and me and Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire definitely played like a man possessed in the Europa League, but so did Casemiro as well too, right? So there's a saying that I was sorry. What, Nico?
Simeon had something different.
No, just an honorable mention. Mount did appear for 1 game.
No.
Mason Mount did appear for 1 game. No, he's cooperating. No, he did. No, I mean, he didn't come on. He did score a nice goal. We were sweating for a minute, but Mount did score a brace. Honorable mention.
Which category that is, Simeon?
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Honorable
Honorable
mention.
mention.
Not a bad show, but yeah.
I
Honorable
like that
mention.
category. No, that's not good category. No. Honorable mention, that's a good category.
Let me get some more comments before we go to the next category. Keep the comments coming, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Jerome Foster says Xerxes had no preseason, and the league pace hit him early and hard. He caught up to the league and started to play. Yeah, definitely. I think Xerxes' best game, in my opinion, was it his cameo versus Arsenal?
Nah,
Yeah.
so say that home.
Yeah, that as well too. But him put a Saliba. And they put Saliba and Jorginho on their ass. Oh my god.
No, he had real good games in it.
Ahmad
is not Ahmad. Jerome is saying Ahmad is the unexpected hero. Mylon is saying, yeah, I agree with the panel. Xerxes was the most improved player. Jerome back again saying Cass improved because Amram realized he needed help in the CM, something Ten Hag didn't want to give him.
No, it's after Ratcliffe called him out too. After Ratcliffe called him, all of them players, he started to play.
True. Jerome is saying, I feel Xerxes will score more with a player like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know who that is either, around him, even up top. Right?
So Phil, why do you want to call Cunha name?
Xerxes can trap and hold up the long ball.
No, I kind of confused with that. Why do you want to call Cunha name?
Phil's still living in yesterday, boy. It's a confirmed.
Yeah, he might not be a fox in the box, but he can do the rest of a number 9.
Phil, you still didn't answer the question.
Phil living in yesterday.
I really try to understand why.
I can ask the question. I can ask the question later. Jerome is saying, how men talking about Bruno like we ain't selling. Shh. If you keep these sort of comments for a later segment that we're doing, if we have enough time. Actually, we will make enough time. I got work late tomorrow, so I don't care. Jerome Foster saying, Mac keyboard boy, soft keys ain't pressing and having to backtrack. The fact that I actually know what the guy is talking about because I work in IT. So, I'll let me get 2 more comments before we go on to the next section. Maguire, number 5.
Unexpected hero.
Yep. And then Jordy again. Reading what you talking about. A number 10 position. He and RH was brought in as strikers. You're really in denial and delusional. Yes. Like that entire season mess you up mentally. I know a few psychiatrists I can recommend.
Jody out to fight tonight, boy.
Oh, boy.
Jody barely watch real games. And Jody come to tell me about things. Come now, Jody, man. Come now, man.
For the next category, I was told when I was younger, where there's always good, there will always be bad. Where there's always light, there'll always be dark. And we always
no, it's a tie. It's a tie, JP. It's a tie.
Don't even finish.
Let me just bring up the category. The biggest disappointment of the season.
No, but to be honest, right? I wasn't even disappointed in her, right? Because I knew that this fella was not what this villain was about. You know?
What are we talking about? You gotta clarify now, eh?
Who for real, boy? Because it's 200.
It's only one person they're calling for this category.
No, boy,
this is a tie.
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
There's only one person to call it, and I call this person because this guy had us singing songs about him. This guy said that he's going to take more risk the following season, and lo and behold, this guy was an absolute shit home.
I know you were shit. He didn't disappoint me. I know you were shit. He didn't disappoint me. So no,
it's true.
But okay, fair enough, JP. But I caught on to the whole he's about to take more risk this season. The idiot get improved. Anyway, I'm talking about Andre Onana, disappointment of the season. And you guys can go.
Yeah. Now with JP, that's not disappointment. That's not biggest disappointment because we know he was rubbish.
He was good, yeah.
Actually, I can predict Nico's disappointment of this season, right? Nico, your disappointment this season will probably be Garnacho, and tell me why.
No, of course not. 20 plus goals and assists this season. Biggest
Yeah,
disappointment? No.
Are you telling me who your disappointment of the season is then?
Rasmus Højlund?
Yeah.
Rasmus Højlund,
Sorry, go through.
no, because last season, at the end of the season, as much as we had played a false nine in the final in the FA Cup, he started to score goals at the end of last season. So you had hope
Score a goal.
that he scored some goals, Rim. He came
What
off the
goals
bench and he scored some goals at the end of last season, right? So you had hope that, all right, it had a preseason, working with, Ten Hag, you know what I mean? And to me, he was the biggest disappointment for me. He was up to now, it's about see face, I get upset. I can't see face now. So that's tell you how bad it gets. Yeah. He was the biggest disappointment.
What was your disappointment, Simeon?
I mean, there were many. Of course, Rasmus was the biggest, but I think underrated was Menu. I think his position in the team took a hit this season. So, but Rasmus, he can't really go. I mean, Garnacho, as bad as his finishing was, he did get to his spots. Man just can't finish. Rasmus, I don't know what Rasmus let all of us down. I mean, I was really rooting for Rasmus to do well, especially after a little surge last year, but the man regressed, so it has to be Rasmus.
I've been honest with you, I have no disappointments this year. Right? Because I just know them for trash from before. So none of them really disappoint me. Right? But I think
not even Meno.
No, but I think but I think Simeon bring that before then, I kind of agree with that, right? Because so I will really say Meno was my biggest disappointment this season. But then again, I don't know if it's not necessarily his fault now, right? Because the manager see the man had a good performance in the 10, and then go on the next game, play him in a false 9. Then again, you have him in the 6. Then you play him back there. Then you move him there.
Yeah,
so for me, I don't know if it's really down to Menu, right? But because when a player needs consistency, not everybody is like Bruno that could move from here to there and still give you a certain level of consistency, right? So I don't know, but just going back to the others that you all noted like Højlund, Onana, Garnacho, I'll be honest, I didn't never rate them fellas on them. So to say that them disappoint me is like, didn't disappoint me because I know they wasn't good, So yeah.
I have two names to call for this.
True.
So I'll start with Ugarte, because I think the price tag and the inconsistent performances we get from him, I feel like I was expecting Ugarte to come and hold on our CDM. And he would be the CDM. But he has not done that. Ugarte has not cemented his place in the team as you're sure he's starting a game. He has not done that. So he's a disappointment for that reason. And on a personal level, Marcus Rashford.
On a personal level.
Forgot about him.
On a personal level, boy.
Yeah, I'm a player. I didn't know that from ever since I'm my player, and how things turn out with Rashford, the way he didn't fight when a new manager come to really try and stand up as a senior player in the team and really want to be part of something new with the club. It's almost like he threw on the gloves and was like, yeah, why out of this? Let me go somewhere else and try and do it for somebody else. For me, that's a blow for me as a Rashford fan.
Yeah. What about Sancho?
The academy and really build yourself down. Huh?
What about Sancho?
Sancho's out from since the start of the season.
Who? You see
how you know when you're supposed to call, you ain't calling, and you're calling this name.
You see how you get away with Cunha? That's who? Yeah.
Jody is saying that he is up by who? I didn't know this place.
Diwali Nagar.
And he's selling Polari.
The best Polari. Yeah. Jody, do your thing, buddy.
We come in after the podcast, and Jody. He's saying, Reeve, I watch every game. I just wasn't able to watch some live. Fair enough.
Nice.
Yeah, watch them thing with one eye open and one eye closed.
Garnacho and Rasmus tight for me. Lion freeze up. Nah, Lion still here. Lion still here, man. Lion, you miss a lot, man. Anyway.
Lion like a boy on the internet, boy.
I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Lion, you freeze or you still there? I remove you until you get your head sorted, boy. Jadon Belmar, welcome on the inside. He said Garnacho in front of goal was my biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
Not in front of. Hey.
Oh my lord. That was an accident, sorry. Let me see. Next comment. We get 2 more comments. My land, like you freeze you. Anyway. Jerome is saying Garnacho because of his 3. What?
Because it's 3 years.
Oh, year 3. Yeah, he should.
Is he a 3 for Garnacho?
Yeah, boy.
No,
he should be better no matter the age. And then this man said whole goalkeeping department.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. That whole goalkeeping department.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Watch man, you know who I get? You know what I get sacked to? You see that goalkeeping coach?
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
Whoever that is, don't come back.
The big one.
No, but I don't feel like I help Onana.
No, but Bayande and Heaton considering stupid goals.
Yeah, boy, I think Heaton consider goal the other day. My goodness.
Yeah, boy.
Some fella who probably had a good work after scoring on Heaton. No man. Fellas on already, man.
I'm not gonna catch train afterwards. Lion, you're moving, but you ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. I had some issues there. You never unplug the internet there, like.
Oh boy, it's always the neighbor boy. Let me get through some more comments here before we get to the main segment. Jerome is saying Rasmus because he really moved like a G. My man reason WWF boy. You sure you is good Lord boy.
So wait just now.
It's WWE.
Okay.
But it's WWF some years ago when we were younger.
WWF thing, yeah. Yeah, you might say Rasmus is a WWF wrestler, not a footballer. True.
Yeah,
definitely. Right. I say, Lion, move to the next room for better Wi-Fi service from the. Oh boy. Jerome is saying Onana was not a surprise after him kick out the Champions League last year by himself. Never trusted him. All right. I from this season, I'm not being dragged into the foolishness. I ain't watching no promo videos, nothing like that. Devendra is saying actually Erik ten Hag after beating City to start this season is Erik ten Hag. Interesting. Okay.
Nah, we finished 8 last season. We finished 8. We finished 8 last season. So how can I disappoint?
No,
because to me that's a good one because we talk about him getting back and he didn't get back before and the chaos started over head and he in a more stable team or a stable environment now that we expect him to do better and was even worse.
No, but even that we have to we watching the 8th and comparing it to the 14th. But we had to watch the 8th and compare to the season before. You know, because the 8th at that point was probably the worst finish at that point, you know. So we had to judge it based on that. Right? And then you get back to the window, you come back and we wasn't looking better. What position we was when Ten Hag leave?
About 13th or 14th, somewhere down there.
We were 4 points from the top 4.
But we were placed 14th or something. So Ten Hag was on course to worse he finished before.
You might already get to you, man.
So I don't want to be hearing nothing about Ten Hag right now. You can miss me with Ten Hag.
They call it out Nico tonight, boy. Nico from Alvin Lewis. Nico, like you is Garnacho personal press secretary.
Yes, Garnacho is my player earlier.
Let me go to the
Put
next
your order for your Napoli jersey.
Yeah.
Let me go back to some positive vibes. Where
Positive.
yeah, we could bring this last category before we go into the main segment. A player to watch out for the future.
Heaven.
Cunha.
Still, I'm still confused. Ole, I'm missing something or something.
Still trying to figure out why. Still trying to figure out why.
Tell us.
A player to watch out for the future. Not Casemiro for sure.
Kone.
Who?
I would
Kone.
say
Yeah.
Ido
Tight,
Kone.
man.
Yeah.
Tight, man.
Shea
But I
Lacey
don't
too.
give my chance, boy.
Shea
but
Lacey and Kone look
I find
very
another
promising.
15 minutes. I find 15 minutes. I'm going to get them fellas. They do justice, man.
Now here's the thing. Now, right? When you say future, do we mean future as in Manchester United or future just in general?
So
For
Manchester United.
Man United.
Yeah.
So but I had to backtrack on Shea Lacey then, because Shea Lacey, I don't know if he can make the first team in Man United. I don't know.
If
That'll
he
be tough
continue
for
on that trajectory, he may do it.
But he still have a lot of injuries too, so
Yeah, I think
that's
that's
the next thing with them.
Sometimes there's not to growth, like with the young
Yeah.
players. Sometimes they need growing. There's start to pick up little injuries, but then there's get over it. Like once they hit that good split properly,
True. Devendra is saying Ineos can take the cake for, I guess, disappointment of the season. Rasmus, Onana, Garnacho in that order. Manu problem is his lack of pace. Ugarte, true JP, but then Enrique didn't want him for a reason. I gotta ask a question though. Wasn't it Amorim that sold Ugarte?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't. No.
He was bought. He was
right,
bought.
He was bought. Correct.
You
had to
sure?
put proper context.
Yeah.
Sporting and them,
You sure?
the right price,
Yeah. They pay
For the
about
right
50 million
price.
for him.
for the
About
right
50 million
price.
they pay for him
from PSG coming.
from Sporting.
Okay, Jerome is saying, but Enrique didn't want him for a reason. I am giving him a year. I gave up on Rashford about 2 years ago. And the WWF his foundation. Yep, definitely. Jerome is saying ETH and Arnold / Murty destroy the squad in 2 summers. He really disappoint. I agree with Devendra. Man come here and say he couldn't play Ajax style, which we hired him for, and
Correct.
proceed to do foolishness. There's a big comment there, boy, Jerome. You are right about that. Back to the positive vibes. Heaven, Lacey, and Kone, Sidu Kone, the almost Yaya Toure-esque player. Calling it now. Amas, definitely is one to watch for.
Better than
OB.
I think the will get better.
I think that's it. 2 of them are looking good right now.
we should go for Ignore, yes?
Yeah, but he and Cunha. Hey, sorry, there, Phil. My bad.
I think,
Delete my
but,
idea.
but I would lie on it. I think the will get better, but time will tell.
Devendra say, Kabi Odi, man?
Yeah, he's saying Kabi Obi, man. Man get
Okay.
chances and couldn't stand out in the EPL.
Well, a wicked boy. The Vincenzo, wicked boy.
Man is 17 years
16 year old.
boy.
No, 16.
16, I think he's 16.
16.
what chances
And
he had?
But what's that finish against that? What is that Hong Kong team? Rasmus couldn't do that. Rasmus couldn't do that. Now do the man at the Vincenzo.
Do that.
The man scored a good goal versus Hong Kong, yeah. So Hong Kong people better beware. Last but we normally see the comment before we get into the main segment. Amorim sold Ugarte from Lisbon to PSG.
We already
No, but you see, when they put it like that, right, it making it look as though You know, he didn't want
He
to.
wasn't
That is
good.
not-
He wasn't good enough for
that's what he said. That's not what happened. PSG saw the player, just like how they went and again Neves, João Neves from Sporting. Same thing happened. And it wasn't Enrique who was there. I think it was our next manager who was at PSG when he went there. It wasn't Enrique. Because when Enrique came in, that is when he started to push aside them players. And he was to focus on different players.
All right. This is a segment that I've been looking forward to for at least a whole year. Because we got some ballers in our team. We got some potential that could possibly stay, but also loan out. And then we got some side men that need to get out of our club. To everybody who has made comments in the last couple of sections, appreciate it. But this is the main segment I want you guys to make comments on in the comments, right? As I mentioned, they got some players that are obvious we're going to keep, and they got some players that they're obvious we're going to sell as well. So, without further ado, let me go to the first player if we're going to keep, loan, or sell.
We keep them.
We'll keep.
Keep.
Hey.
All those who are not aware, Manchester United has agreed a deal with Wolves for 62 million for Matheus Cunha. And we are definitely going to keep him for sure. Anyway, all jokes aside, let me get to the first team. Let me start with this guy here.
So,
I'll buy in there.
Loan.
You sure?
yeah, Sally.
Yeah, sell what you sell.
We are three owners on that team, you know. You have to get all of them.
Better we promote one of them youth men and them. Better we promote them youth men.
So we're selling buying there.
Yeah.
The venture is
What?
The venture is keep buying there.
What? Keep to do what? Ball boy?
Like,
The Avenger don't let don't let his guys on the panel pressure you to change your opinion, okay?
Loan or sell?
Perfect.
Loan. I think our loan is a good option, Simeon.
Well, loan to who? Loan to who?
So where,
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Where he would play regularly, and then we could make a proper judgment.
no, you're not good enough there.
Agreed. Totally agreed. He played well versus Arsenal, and that's it, boy.
I think it was just game time, but I don't know. But all right.
But in as much as we're here, right? Let me just make a point now, right? And somebody in the comments said just now that we had to get rid of the entire goalkeeping department, because here what I'm telling you, when I watch the Champions League, I mean, even though Summer get ball yesterday, Donnarumma and Summer, these fellas were key in their teams making it to the final.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? Yeah. For you to and Ferguson said too, the defenses is win championships, right?
Yep.
Your goalkeeper had to be able to come out big for you. And we always play on the back foot with these goalkeepers. Them always consider some kind of stupid goal.
True.
Right? And things, I want my goalkeeper to be pulling off big saves. You understand? I had to say, way big save, boy. But it's like normal. We consider it like normal. All right, well, Onana ain't going to save that. And then I can save that. You understand what I'm saying? So, all of them have to go, boy.
You know what does fret me about Onana? He just stand up and watch the ball going.
Yeah.
I say, what a Europa League final goal now? You telling me that Europa League final goal he could do better, boy?
It's at that clip.
Donnarumma was digging that out, boy.
It's at that clip.
You have to save that. Take over no pace, nothing.
It's at that clip before the Shanghai game. I see somebody hit a shot. I think it was Obi. And he do the same thing. Even in training, you're doing that, boy. Don't even go on the picture because everybody wants sold.
Yeah.
So we keep it Cunha, and
who's Kucha?
I know it's Kucha, boy, but whoever that person is,
that was a nickname for United. Yeah.
All right, so we sell. I think
I want Cunha.
We either sell him buying there or loan and buying there. All right, who is the next person on the list here? So fast forward. Oh, geez.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. terminate. Like don't renew. Don't
Yeah.
renew.
Well, he done get renewed already.
Yeah, he
Every
don't get
year already.
renew. He don't get renew.
Don't you know there's one card in Monopoly that says do not pass goal, do not collect $200. Yeah, that's Tom Heaton. Don't do nothing on this guy. This guy is, I don't know. I know his purpose at Man United is, honestly. I don't know.
I remember when they had this fella hold up the substitution board with him again by the ball and keeper.
Oh yeah. Oh Lord.
Lee Grant, yeah.
Lee Grant,
Yeah,
boy.
he's a coach now, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what Heaton there for, to hold up the board and help the referee and them with the substitution board. No, serious.
Bring water. You still bring water, boy.
Motivation on the bench and thing.
Motivation shite. Anyway, next player.
Better keep Johnny Evans for that.
And you know, when they're warming up, they need a keeper to score on. I want Heaton there for.
Next,
Sell.
You know, sell.
Simeon can have a different opinion.
In fact, give away for free. Give away for free. We don't even selling him. We just giving him away.
Nah, boys, how Ten Hag set we up by Ten Hag even buy the man back by.
Yeah.
So if let me ask a question. If Ten Hag is not at Leverkusen, if Leverkusen came in with an offer on and you're selling him.
Yeah.
Of course.
Anything for free.
Anybody.
Hey.
If Jablote when he come in.
Hey.
Yes, Jed. Yes, I take in Sergio Romero over all of them by all of them.
Yeah.
Of course.
Romero's a very good keeper.
All right. I think we're done with the goalkeeper department. Who is next? Well, that's Skip.
He gone.
He
already.
Already, so
I wish we could still sell him though.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, keep.
we started Mazrari.
Nah.
Keep.
We have to create. We have Mazari.
All right. I think the consensus is
Keep as a centre back, right centre back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right center back.
Jerome is
see
Onana
no
is
kind of mad thing.
who we going and buy Onana on a real though? Why EDH buy Brentford? Who's Brentford keeper?
Flecken.
Yeah, Flecken. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Flecken. Yeah. Who next?
I would take Flecken. Flecken gone. They for 9 million. I would take he by.
We bring back Kovan. We have Kovan in Leverkusen.
Yeah, boy. And Ten Hag would sell he from we took game back.
Sell him, bring him back. Let me bring him back.
What Matthias de Ligt?
Keep him for one season. He's not the future.
Yeah, keep him back season and see how it goes. But for me,
Reem, you ain't sure what happened?
It was a good boy.
Bring him. We can keep him.
No, I just watch out. He just rush tack. He just kick away the ball. You know, you want somebody again. I want my defenders. If you watch how the game going now, your centre backs is like midfielders, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I find he does malfunction and kick away the ball too much time, boy.
Man, that's all that experience.
Yeah, boy.
He does go mad, boy. Yeah.
I want y'all guys to watch Marquinhos for PSG.
Watch Pacho and all for PSG by Pacho
experience.
And all. Little men and playing with a different level. By little tandem, by.
Devendra is saying keep the lit. I agree. Devendra, don't be pressured by Reem, okay? Perfect.
Yeah, I mean the issue is you can't keep him and Maguire. I feel like when they play together.
We are reaching Maguire yet.
I know, but I'm just saying, like when they play together, it's just too much madness. The ball in the air.
For sure.
It's not supposed to be so, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep Martinez, man.
Yeah, keep Martinez.
Give him 5 months to prove himself.
5 months.
Yeah, let's stay fit this season.
Yeah, I y'all laughing, but I agree a lot. I give him Martinez until January 2026, you know.
I actually like Martinez.
I like him as well too. I like Martinez. I like everybody, but these guys can't stay fit.
Nah.
Yeah, you have to stay fit this season.
Yeah.
But the man bringing mentality, the man bringing that kind of real grit.
Yeah, but he can't bring it from any hospital. Yeah, they call you from the hospital. Go, fellas, go.
But when Martinez coming back preseason or after?
Yeah, he'll be ready for preseason.
He'll be ready.
For preseason.
All right.
Devendra is saying style Lissandro Martinez. Why? Too injury prone. I can see your reasoning, Devendra, but I think we could give him
Different kind of
another
injuries,
half season.
No, but I could just say something about that whole injury prone thing.
Yeah.
It's about the difference between. I don't think his issue is being injury prone enough.
Yes, unfortunate injuries. It's not like a mount injury prone. Short injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
So what Martinez is? Martinez get metatarsal.
A man fall on Martinez knee, you know. Is a man fall on Martinez
You
knee?
see,
You know?
you have to understand the type of player he is. He's a kind of what is called him kind of player who's put a body in the line.
He's a rash player.
No, I won't say he rash, but he just put his body in the line.
Well, that's playing as a forward.
Where's
So
that?
I know somebody like that in my defense.
No, you want your defenders to put a body in the line, Lion?
Yeah, but and again injured easy.
I don't think it's an easy injury. I think we underestimating the kind of injury this guy gained by.
He get two ACL. Two ACL he get metatarsal.
Was a
I
crowd.
think he had a back problem too.
No, the
But
back
it's a
problem
real
never
deal.
came up with the team.
He's
I
at
think-
what you see right now.
I think it's harsh to say he injury prone. He's been unfortunate with the kind of injuries he gained because of the type of player he is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So if you're still tuning into All In All United in the comments, let us know what you would do with Lissandro Martinez. Keep or sell. Let us know.
I keep in Martinez, boy.
Give him time.
I
Give him
keep it
time.
Martinez for sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
give him time.
I
Yeah,
say sell.
Keep.
Loan.
When he's
Sell.
we keep it
Loan.
Nah, sell.
Loan.
This guy is a scammer. This guy
Look,
scamming.
what kind of wicked show we on, boy? This man now come in there. You can see the fella that have a player inside. He's raw talent, and I find he improved coming to the end of the season.
You think so?
You come in terrible Manchester United, they must be terrible too.
Nah, I loaning that, boy. I loaning him.
But you real wicked by Rim boy.
Keep. I go with keep.
Hear what you saying, right,
I don't
Lion?
think this is not area they will look to do any business in.
The thing is you want to loan him and get Nori. But that not happening.
Yeah, not happening.
No, but, I mean, it's still my opinion, right?
No, I just saying it not happening.
So
Yeah,
Lion, you want to sell Dorgu?
No,
Keep.
you have to be a little smarter.
I think again, and I tell Nicholas, right? I don't need to see no 6 months of football to know if you have the pedigree.
Correct.
Understand? I see enough from Dorgu.
Brother man,
The team could be
you
bad.
want to sell Xerxes?
No, but understand what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying, right? I see enough from Dorgu because remember, I didn't know what Xerxes was bringing in. I know what Xerxes had, but I ain't seen nothing at all from Dorgu.
Nah, man.
If
I
this
don't
team
agree
had to
with
go forward, no, listen. If this team had to go forward and we want to be a potent team, looking at what Ahmad giving it from the right wing back side, and then I watch on the left wing back side and I see that kind of output from he, and you want me to keep he? Send it on a loan though. Let that go and play with Scunthorpe on loan.
This man says, hey, man, you well wicked, yes?
I
That's the time.
keep. Dorgu keep.
Belmar is saying keep cause after him is Diego Leon, another raw talent.
To Amas.
Almost 2 weeks.
Amas to me is loan.
Give me
Hamas is
this
our
year, but he had to improve the wildness and bad touches. Very raw.
No wellness. One red card, the man, girl. They wicked.
Very, very robot athletic.
No.
This is the same kind of pace and power nonsense we on here. Because boy could run and run back, we keeping him.
Got nothing to do with that.
Nah, I mean Kareem right. I mean, you look the position he in. We can't play around with.
No,
We can't have the kind of. It's not the talent with skill. It's the decision making he make. I mean, the man could go from up and down the field with the ball. The man could dribble a little bit, but the man make all the wrong decisions most of the time. You can't have that in a team.
Terrible Garnacho on that side. Garnacho even passing the ball to him for him to overlap. And all
It's
the
not
ball.
even that. When you get in the right spot, the man to pass the ball,
Listen,
he make the right pass.
if you're playing with a better player around you too, it could improve you also.
Could you improve your crossing ability?
He could
improve your.
You know how much dangerous crosses this man put in, and the ostrich can't get it because he's not good enough. Don't demand that.
Amas putting more better crosses in one game than he did all season.
Hey, Simeon, what are you watching, boy?
I watch. I see the same game.
Attack.
We keep it, or we sell it an euro.
I loaning Dogu.
Well, €1 too, eh? Nah, you're right to stay.
Keep talk done next.
I'm my next jersey.
Let me see what other comments came in here now. Devendra is saying loan an euro.
Dogu.
He said, "What about the incoming right back from Peru? We got incoming right back from Peru.
Left
back.
And I think Diego Leon is from Paraguay, not Peru.
Paraguay. Yeah.
And he's like 17, so don't expect one from Hinalia. He gonna play that reserve team, I think.
He might
Pass
very well
along Diego
go
Leon and
Barcelona.
keep Dorgo in the team. Fair enough.
Where's that,
He
JP?
might very well go Barcelona again too, eh?
Who?
They might assess him during preseason and then decide.
That's not Amas alone.
Yeah.
All right. Belmar is saying, I think the plan was with Leon is a first team type of player like Heaven. Fair enough.
You have to prove that.
Yeah.
Jerome is saying we might upgrade Dorgu, but not this year. Next summer, we need the athleticism right now.
Jesus.
I mean, they're right. They're right. But the issue is not that Dorgu. The issue is we have to body better. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Jerome is telling Lion Dorgu can't defend. That worries me more than his attacking. He can slide, but he doesn't know how to position and always wrong-sided. He needs coaching. We have to hope he get it this year.
Yeah, he's raw talent. He could be coached into a better player.
So my thing is, a team like this, do you have the time? Do you have the time to first 20-year-olds to get the position? You know, man put some. He better crossing on the right than the left. But it's too much improvement you're counting on in 1 year. Do we have that kind of time?
Correct.
We have to have time because
If we buy him at 20, then we have to have time. We have to give him time.
We going for you.
We can't buy a player at 20 and not wanting to give him time. Then better we go for a player who's 25, 26.
How was Rasmus? Rasmus get more time too?
No, but the beauty of buying
Rasmus
so
get
young.
3 seasons.
Let's go be Rasmus' third season.
No, but what I'm saying, right, Nico? The beauty of buying so young and for so cheap is that you could afford to get them off. You realize you make her out and you make the change quickly without having to.
But you make a decision after half of a season for a player coming in. He never played before.
We offer Dorgu. What are we doing with this guy here?
Keep him.
Keep.
You sure?
He could be rotation. He could be rotating with Ahmad at the right wing back.
Yeah.
Squad player at best.
It's not team leader right back because I feel like we could get good content for that and improving that.
No, but I said if you get 50 million for Dalot, honestly, if you get 50 million for Dalot,
50 million. We ain't even getting that for that.
The man Portuguese, he ain't going nowhere.
We ain't getting that for that, boy.
30. If you get 30, I'm taking it.
The vendor is Dalot. He's also Jerome is saying we have time. Supposedly, Amorim has 2 years, 2 eyes.
Amorim has so long, partner. Amorim has 6 months.
We are getting 40 mil for Dalot.
I take that.
We ain't getting that.
Yeah.
Not for him.
No, I think let's say one thing. I think Dalot versatility now important.
Yeah.
And actually, mark my words, Olia. Mark my words. When Ahmad owned the right hand side, wing back, Dalot gonna be playing left wing back because Dorgu not gonna cut it.
All right, let me go to this guy here. We're
on loan to the hospital.
Sold to the hospital, I mean.
Yeah.
Terminate.
Is
This-
there anybody in the comments that wants to keep Luke Shaw?
This man is a real criminal, boy. How
What?
you
Okay.
stay United so long, boy?
No, and they got this point back with Amarin, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
same thing. Luke Shaw do for the English national team, right?
He do for United.
He fight to come back for the final and then he gone again. Same thing.
Yeah.
He
He
get
fight to come
injured
back for
for
the
the
final
postseason too.
and he starting for the final and he gone again.
Rubbish.
Bye.
Total rubbish.
This man Corsway in a couple games before.
And
You know, we have
for the
penalty.
final.
He
Yeah.
had the expected goal against Brentford and do the same thing in the final. Boy, don't start
Yeah.
change our man picture for any watchman. We're watching right now.
The Riyadh is saying the issue is that the club has put these young players, Manu, Garner, Dorgu, Yoro, etc., at the forefront, and we expect them to carry a team of underperforming seniors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
the
agree
consensus
with that. I agree with that.
on Luke Shaw is that we can sell Luke Shaw, terminate contract.
Terminate.
Shaw, I'm out, need to get, might be getting to that. Shaw, give him away, buy out that contract if possible.
Buy out the contract. I don't know how that has to go. What?
Pay him off. Pay him off.
Yeah, that given. Keep.
We selling or loaning out?
Guys are keep.
Keeping.
Keep. Next.
All right, next.
Keep. Everybody keep.
Everybody keep now. We ain't getting so far. What with these two men here?
Loan.
For them.
Must.
For them
No,
loan.
loan both of them. Loan both of them.
Loan.
You sure?
Yeah.
For them
It
loan.
depends on.
All right.
I must to me depend on Leon, because remember he had already backup on the left hand side.
That will come in.
By Leon has
That will
some,
come in as the backup.
Leon have physicality, but we had to see ability.
Yeah.
I think a loan for Fredrickson could be good. Because he showed that he's ready to play at a higher level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Loan to lower EPL teams, keep Amas. Loan to championship teams to toughen them up.
I agree.
I'm not against keeping or loaning them. I mean, whatever happens, but I would not sell them as yet.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh Jesus. Oh good.
So
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
No ream.
I keep him out. I keep him.
Oh,
I'm not telling you, right?
You keep him on
No.
because you want to get rid of Garnacho.
The man
No,
wicked,
no.
the man wicked line.
No, Olia, let me be real, right?
Yeah.
Only watch the last couple of games. I find Mount look real good. He
Mount,
looks positive.
I'll be honest with you, Mount is a good player. Right?
You come up the bench.
Yeah, well, now I said he can be starting games.
But he
I
have to
keep
be-
him Mount. I
He
keep him
have
Mount.
to stay fit. That is my problem with Mount, because we
Yeah.
know what Mount could do.
Yeah. Is he fit?
But what I doing is I taking that number from him back. I giving him 33 or something, right?
Yeah.
You get 100, put 100 on the back.
95 or something.
Yeah,
He must be 95.
yeah, again, big number. That's 7 too heavy for him. Right?
Now I keep him Mount. I find Mount look positive. I mean, I temper my expectation from Mount long time, so me expecting him to come and ball out. But I find he'll be a good squad player for we.
He will be.
Riyadh wants to know who is this. Can't blame you, boy.
An ex fraud.
Alwyn is saying cut our losses with Mason Mount.
Too late for
Jerome
that.
is saying controversial keep because if he can stay fit. Riyadh still saying get rid of Mount
I would read.
if he can't loan in January.
I know what I'm sure what I mean.
Yeah, I agree with Reem. Keep Reem, take 7. Unwanted pressure.
Give him a Beverly 7, man.
Yeah.
Sell Mount for 2 bourbon and a small classic cola.
Rim like you know something we don't know.
I hope.
Good.
I hope.
Oh,
I hope.
chance see that, man.
Let me go to the next player. I am assuming the next player is going to be Casemiro.
So
Sell.
So
I see Spurs hit we are counter attack there and Casemiro sat around back and they cry, you know. So he got have a reach, boy. That's such a rough, man.
Oh, wait, let me get this.
Ryan,
Let me get it straight.
You know them little children when they come in last in the race and they hit start to do so.
But watch man, you didn't see one when he was playing the Hong Kong team. He run around the man and can't catch him.
They were saying he gone, boy. The ability there, but hey, boy.
Legs ready. Sell.
Nah, yeah, no legs.
So I think the consensus is to sell Casemiro. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think Amorim, credit to Amorim, had play him in these last couple of games, get his stock higher. And then,
Yep.
Ryan, it's our man on this panel. Want we to keep Casemiro and Maguire next season?
You serious?
On this panel here, talking about keeping Maguire and Casemiro after we win one game. I want to know what the hell. I want to know what the hell going on here. Men talk about experience and that kind of thing.
We had to keep Bugatti, man.
Hey,
Bugatti is a crucial squad player, though.
keep.
Yeah.
Keep Nogati.
Thank God for that change screen there. Memphis will get pop on blast me.
Hey.
Jerome is saying who is buying Casemiro's contract and who we replacing him with. We need to sell, but what's the plan to replace is the thing. Much like Bruno in a perfect world, sell. He's saying keep Ugarte, keep Maguire for one. Did they do Maguire?
Nah, I didn't see
Well, he
Maguire.
didn't come up. He didn't come up. They passed him like feel like you sell him already.
How the hell did I forget Maguire? I will.
Well,
That's all right.
Keep him for one more season, Maguire.
Sell.
And Casemiro.
Selling Maguire too.
So we keeping Ugarte. Are we selling Ugarte?
I keep Nogati.
Squad player, keep.
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 I have some concerns about Maynard, though.
Me too.
Yeah.
I like him, but he's not fitting right now. Man.
What if Chelsea came in with a bid of 70 mil for Manu?
Nah,
I still on him, man.
nah. He's a madman. You
I
want
saw
to keep
him.
who was you selling Menu?
Now we didn't sell him.
Watch. I have real concerns about Mano fitting in this.
With this system.
Menu could fit.
Menu might fit in this system, but I don't think Amar might last too long. So
That's the thing. Yep.
He'll come good.
You need to improve some parts in the game for this.
What's selling Menu by Lion by? Let us for real by.
I want ballers in my team, huh?
Right, so then
I'm ready made too, huh? Yeah.
Nah, Kobe could do it. Kobe could do it. But
No, I believe
our system is a problem.
I believe in him, but he needs to up physicality and athleticism.
This is a good statement here. If we do keep Kobe Manu, where would he play?
10.
They need 10.
I find he'll play better on the left 10.
Like a kind of
on the right.
But here's my situation. I think Cunha and Xerxes will play the 10.
Yeah.
But, I mean, but
10 boy.
But no, but hear this, right? Something that Amorim say, and I saw it that way and I agree with it. He said far too often we just rate up with young players and then expect too much from them. Right? And I think that happened to Kobe. I think it happened to Garnacho. And the difference between Kobe and Garnacho is it went to Garnacho head, where he feels he was better than he is. Right? So the way how he using Meno now, where Meno being integrated a little slower, right? I think nothing is wrong with that. We have this tendency that once a player comes through from the academy, he's supposed to just be starting and playing every game and toting the team. We do Rashford that. We do Greenwood that. You understand? Let me overs that. And let me start to allow players to, seamlessly come into the team and do what they do and build themselves now. Right? So stop forcing Kobe to be somebody that he probably not at yet.
Yeah.
I think Kobe's a big player and I'm not letting Kobe go.
So how come Hansi Flick want Kobe Manu?
Who say Flick want Manu?
Hansi Flick wants Manu, he'll cook and win trophies at Barca and will regret it. So the man calling you out, Lion.
Me regretting nothing once my team winning.
Now, Kobe will look at him in a Barca midfield. Kobe will look real good.
Let me ask a question. Would you trade Kobe for Frankie De Jong?
No.
No.
Nah.
Oh, that shit done sail already.
Yeah.
Well, Kobe in that mold of De Jong, huh?
Yeah.
But you have work to do.
So you would not trade Kobe for Frankie De Jong?
No.
Nope. No.
Well, how are you, bro? I know we get close to
He's
that.
Frankie De Jong fan. So anyway,
Okay.
Kobe keep, but where does he fit? He doesn't have the pace for this system unless as a squaddy. What's a squaddy? Or
Squad
player.
Squad player.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
They go work on him, man. They go work on him. They go make it.
I think they'll work on him.
Yeah, they'll work with him.
That's the plan.
They'll work with him. And I think he could even play the deeper part of the midfield with Ugarte.
Like I would like to see him like a 8.
Yeah.
Like where Bruno is.
Yeah.
And I think he could play it too. I think the man could play it by.
Kobe Manu
Yeah.
is better at the central attacking midfield position.
I see it, right? If Kobe had to play that 6 role, I think it'll be better. He may fare better if you put, like, let me say, the same back three that I want, more mobile, forward pass and forward thinking defenders.
Yeah.
You see when Maguire taking long on the ball,
Yeah.
and all Maguire looking for is the diagonal. You have Euro there that looking for the ball through the lines.
Through the space, yeah.
Yeah. So you see plenty things affecting how a player will look too.
Yeah. I see Kone play some nice balls through the lines, boy.
Exactly.
Now
Yeah,
Kone
yeah,
for
yeah.
another girl, see it?
Yeah, what I said, Erin? Huh? What's the last thing you say?
I can't remember.
Oh, right. Yeah, you see.
Let me get through these
Sure.
Manu comments before we go to the next player. Cunha and Jay-Z will be better 10s than Manu. That is the issue. No, that's a good headache to have, though. I mean,
Yeah.
having that sort of squad depth is what we need to compete in the
Exactly,
Premier
you
League,
need
right?
that.
So
You need that.
Cunha is a left 10. Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Good
No,
at free.
Cunha playing across
Yeah,
the front.
anywhere, but striker. He can play
9,
striker
10,
too.
right 10, left 10. Cunha doing all them things real good earlier.
Yeah. And
Center
it's
forward, center
The
forward,
Villa-
eh?
Yeah.
Devendra, I don't agree with this whole Kobe's a box. He's too slow to be a box-to-box mid.
Yeah.
we don't really do that in the system too.
Yeah, that's the system. We don't need that.
Yeah.
Remember, Kobe was injured for a lot of the season too.
Yeah.
And then he said, what's his role? Well, Kobe Manu don't start for England anymore. That man to start Angel Gomez and
He forget the system change in England too. Is a back 3. And it a little different to what was the last coach they used to play? Southgate. Yeah, different.
anyway, let me go to the next player. We spent quite a lot of time on Kobe Manu.
A big player.
Two of these guys here. What do you guys think?
Cool, yeah.
Collier,
Okay,
keep.
Keep
I keep in Collier and let our next Dango stay on loan.
and go out to sell by
Yeah, let's sell.
yeah, no,
agree.
but he's not coming into this team by
Yeah, let's sell.
Yeah.
You sure?
yeah.
Sell.
Move on. Let me move.
All right. So next set of players, no. Boy,
So good.
Like a devil there, boy.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
can move
not-
on one time. We just move now. Next player.
next player. But there could be there could be somebody in the comments that wants to keep Rasmus.
No,
Do what?
we have none.
The only person who want to keep Rasmus is if Rasmus in the comments himself. Nobody wanted to stay at United.
Let me go to the next player after Rasmus. Oh boy.
Well,
Oh
Sell.
boy.
Sell. We need money to build back the team. Sell.
But I am hearing a rumor that the board wants Marcus Rashford and Amarin to work together come next season.
nah.
Line up, man. We saw it.
What board is that? The tennis board? Or?
NLCB. Sell he way. What Rashford done say? Rashford done say that is it now. He done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collier, keep, Gore, sell. Alvin is saying keep Marcus Rashford. No, well, that's missing something here. Anyway, Jerome is saying Rasmus loan to sell.
Nah, sell outright sold.
No, but that point is a good point, you know.
It might have to work so because who buying him? How much
Everton.
already spend on him right now? So it might have to work out so alone to sell.
Yeah.
We could have give Wolves Rasmus and about 10 mil for Cunha, but we chose to pay 62 mil.
But you feel Wolves wanted he? Come on.
Yes.
To do what?
Like, do what?
Feel
That
teams-
has
teams
trying to
see
whoever
what-
it is there. Let me what he. Is he?
See, I tell you, somebody in the comments gonna say keep Rasmus. No, where's what keep? Who's RM?
Rasmus, Rashford, Marcus Rashford. Who is that?
Who's
I
RM?
don't know. Who's RM?
The venture who's RM? Marcus Rashford or Rasmus Holland? Please.
Was he Rashford Marcus?
No Rasmus Marcus.
Gore has suffered too many injuries, so sell. Rashford, no. Riyadh is saying keep. Marcus. Jailing's partner sell him. Man, Riyadh, you got me so confused. First you said keep, and now you're saying sell. Well, you got me so confused, boy. You got a Mac keyboard or what?
Call names.
Exactly.
Call names so they keep on selling.
Rashford, because Barca want him on loan. Rashford too lazy. Rasmus to Italy on loan. Devendra is saying loan to La Liga and sell more value. Fair enough. RM is Rashford Marcus. Napoli and Juve want Rasmus. That's good news.
Sell.
No, what I'm saying, right, is watch how Anthony value went up. Anthony was probably worth 5 million before he went on loan to Betis.
Yeah.
You understand? No, we could call 40, 45 comfortable by so
comfortable.
I think at Rasmus Højlund age, we had to loan that. If we sell here, we're gonna lose big time on that.
Correct.
Loan that with an obligation to buy.
Yeah. We getting 2 million for Rasmus right now.
Yeah. But if I get 50 million for myself.
No, 50 million taking that, but nobody gonna give me 50 million for he.
50 million or TT.
Guyanese or something.
Yeah.
We selling Xerxes.
Keep.
So next then.
Yeah.
Next.
Sell our keep.
Keep.
Come feel like you're wasting time, boy.
What if Saudi Arabia came in with a loan of 100 million?
No.
Okay.
No questions. Sell.
Keep.
Sell.
Keep.
Sell M&M.
Keep.
What's that? He look like he don't even want to be there. Watch your face.
Yeah, boy.
All right, let me hear out Nico and let me hear out Alvin Lewis, who wants to keep Garnacho. Let me hear them out. What's the reason for keeping Garnacho? Will he be a starter or will he be a bench player?
I think he had the potential to play for United. He don't have the attitude. But to me, that's Amarin work now. Amarin work is to get them fellas in line. The board job, some of these all these people that have any background is to get these players in line, and that is their job. So I think selling them because he not agreeing with Amarin or he and Amarin have issues is a cop out for Amarin and making it easy for Amarin. Let Amarin work for your money and get these fellas in line. I think Garnacho could be a world class player. With a good structure behind him, I think he could be a world class player.
But he doing this since under Ten Hag though.
And this is why I say, and I was telling him this, it has certain clauses. If it have men who always doing the same thing, put things in the clause that it shouldn't be doing them things.
So you really feel Garnacho could be world class, boy? I not seen it.
I think so. I honestly think so. I honestly think he could be world class.
When you look at other wingers with the trickery and thing, Garnacho do have that in his game, you know.
Yeah, but the position he has end up in. The only problem with Garnacho is he missing. Long Garnacho get that composure in front of goal, Garnacho could have
And
scored
he's very
20-something
selfish.
plus goals this season.
No, but
He's selfish.
Easily.
You don't pass the
very
ball.
selfish.
So Simeon, you
Go
keeping
back to
Garnacho
the-
as well too, right?
No. He could be a star somewhere else.
It's only Nico and Reem that keeping Garnacho then.
No, Remy keeping Garnacho.
No.
I the only man keeping Garnacho.
No, but you see, when you look at a player's trajectory, right? You could tell that Garnacho, that whole world class tag that Nico putting on Garnacho,
That not
Yeah, but at that age you could tell with Cristiano Ronaldo.
no. You could have still tell. You could have still tell that this.
You could
fella
not
had
tell that?
something about him. Yeah, you
But
could.
Ronaldo,
You could have tell that.
At
man had
Ronaldo
something.
age?
Yeah,
At
see,
his age? At 20?
you know something what United are.
At 20? At
Yeah.
20?
Nico, you see what he did to us when we play Sporting or
You're not
No,
preseason
but
friendly yet.
still, you couldn't tell what
what?
because
Garnacho.
when you listen to
Ronaldo
Ray
just
Ferdinand
a
fellas talk,
fan a beat, but he
No.
wasn't clinical at
when you
Ronaldo.
listen,
Clinical Ronaldo
when
at
you
the end
listen
of the day.
to when you li- no, but Nico, when you listen to when the Rio Ferdinand and fellas talk about what they saw with Ronaldo and
That's what I was
training,
saying. Exactly.
them could have see that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you feel Garnacho don't do well in training? Garnacho does do well in training, but that's when
I never
Garnacho reaches for the
knew
goal, he has missed. He
I
has missed
never
his
hear
chances.
anybody talk about Garnacho in that way. I never hear. Not the way they talk about how they talk about when they went and played that game against Cristiano. Them wasn't leaving there until they signed him, because of the impact here of Garnacho is not that kind of player.
Many people talk about Ahmad more than they
Yeah.
talk about Garnacho and what Ahmad could be.
They
and
call
what he
and they
could
call
contribute.
Ahmad the Ivorian Messi. I
Yeah,
never hear nobody talk about no Argentinian Ronaldo.
And
Yeah.
I since Atalanta days you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's
but
not when he
all
come
I
here.
say is
Since
if
Atalanta.
Garnacho took his chances this season, and to me Garnacho improved as the season went along,
But that's if.
right?
If.
If he took it, he'd have scored 20 plus goals. So imagine again,
There's a big
as Garnacho.
so there's a big
But
No,
we
but
can say-
no, that
we
was
can say
it.
Hoyland
That
as well,
last
too.
season gone. So if he settle now after the season, he settle now in front of goal. Garnacho could score a lot of goals for United.
But Nico, you can't have a
And
man who.
then he started to assist a lot of goals as well.
There's 3
Nico,
seasons.
I mean-
They're still talking about settling. 3 seasons.
No, at
This man have
in
about
the Sheffield United team all year.
Ahmad
Come
says
on.
sell
Come
on.
Ahmad says
Yes,
Ahmad says sell Ahmad.
but you're saying that Nico,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
get the chances.
Because most of the time he created his chances with the intelligent runs he does make.
Yeah, but you're
Most of the other
saying,
players who in good position doesn't make those runs.
you're saying in this shit United team,
Uh-huh.
what putting away their chances will make United better. He getting the chances is what he doing with it.
And now
Yeah.
I'm saying
And
next season,
simple
next
decision
season
making.
possibly he could get it. Next season
Possibly,
he could get it.
yes.
So
Man,
that's why
that's-
I would say keep.
Nico, you're not
don't know
by yourself
patience.
on this one. Riyadh is saying keep Garnacho, but Riyadh is also saying that he wants to sell Ahmad. So
Oh,
Yeah,
geez,
don't
lad. Oh,
we had to wait till
geez,
people
lad.
time.
Riyadh,
Yeah,
oh,
we
geez, lad.
Right?
Eh, I don't know that. I think you have it back to front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let me get through a couple more players here. What with this guy here?
Sell.
Sell.
You sure?
Anthony, who show up in the Conference League final? What we come back here for?
Are United Anthony
He could be
short?
back he could be back at Ahmad, no?
Nah,
No partner.
No.
he ain't playing no wing back. He ain't playing no 10.
It too cold. It too cold in England. It too cold in England.
Yeah.
Go from here. Crying and talking about all the treatment he get in United and think, go from here.
No, we play at a bus out.
Yeah. Sell with Lee.
Sell with me and keep moving.
If we had the resources, I would have said send Obi on loan. But I can't see it.
Nah,
Only when
yeah.
Obi 21s and rotating them, then come in ever so often and get some minutes with the senior team. But
Yeah.
keep him playing plenty football still. So keep him in
Yeah.
21s to keep him fresh.
A lot of people are actually on Nico's side for keeping Garnacho, you know. A lot of people are.
That's a big 50-50.
That big
debate
topic.
online, and
The one
when you
thing,
look at it.
Amarin, them getting big money, boy. Them other get the national fellas in line. That would then get big money for the manager team and manage
Nah,
the
but-
players. Watch
but
what
Nico-
went on. Watch what went on for that postseason tour. You see what went on there? Who managing these fellas, right? You ever see a United team and everybody showing with their finger to fans and all kind of thing? We ever see them thing? Who managing these players? So that
Yeah,
means
man.
there's no fear for Amarin.
Sometimes
no
you can't
respect
control
for Amarin
what
either.
player doing that.
So
And
that
in
would-
a moment like
That's what
that,
the manager is for. The manager, they had to get that, they had to improve that at United. Because if that's what we see in postseason continue, then I know myself watch United. Because I would affiliate myself with that team like that.
Yeah.
Let me get to this comment here, and then we got two more players, two controversial players. Riyadh is saying, look, natural. The last few games, Garner was more looking for the cutback, but we have a striker called Rasmus. For Garner, a little improvement, and he could be what we want. Sal Wheatley, Keith Chido.
Yeah, I agreed.
Anthony is 35 million pounds. And then Obi had to stay play him against lower teams in the Carabao Cup. And then Jerome is saying, nah, that will improve behavior. When players like Garner get sold, then others will get the fare.
yeah, you have to make an example out of man.
That culture reset. You reset the culture.
Yeah.
He
All right, the
he can't
last-
come out and
Then
say
they
what he
had
said
to
and
sell the rest of them who was doing the same thing too.
Who was doing the same thing, Nico? Who was like in post and thing by?
No, we're talking about like for the postseason. The rubbish that we saw for postseason.
Yeah.
I'm not sure middle finger, but then he apologized and he explained.
He explained that the man talk about him mother.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but when that happened, you watch that video, is as he come up the bus, that man, he might have to talk. You see that? The man, he will peep out.
Man must be seeing and tell him, yeah,
Hey.
Let me get to these last two controversial players. The first controversial player going to be this guy here.
oh God.
What a
Is this
controversial thing.
controversial? Oh, that-
You would get it.
Hey, this is controversial at all. It's clear as day.
Freedom fighter, boy.
Can't Sancho playing in number 10 and work with Amarim?
Yeah,
He could, yes.
he faced
He
Gary
could.
Bex. Let me move on. Sell it.
Sell.
That people want Gary Bex.
And then we can save this guy for last. A
Who
bit
is
of
this? Bruno.
a little bit of controversy, not a little, a lot of controversy. A lot of fans are split, but this guy here.
Yes, sir.
100 million, run the piece.
Sell for the right price.
Run the piece.
Sell for the right price.
100 million. Let me
So
go.
sell for the right price, but if no other clubs that are in Saudi Arabia come in for
Let
him,
me
keep
keep
him
it.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for Bruno now. I mean, you get to a point where it's better for a club so desperate for money that it's better for you to go for them to sell you than to stay and play. You better help the team out.
I
Again,
think
so-
I think it's more than that. I think it's financial plus
Yeah.
play. To me, I think if we sell Bruno, we could have a more balanced team because Bruno does take up so much responsibility, and for this system, you don't need a player like that. You need a team to play the football.
Facts.
Right?
Exactly.
Bruno's a one-man show now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him, but
100 million, we good.
Yes.
run the money.
PSG give us a good example of that tonight. When you see what going on PSG with the type of players that they had. And then we look last year at Mbappe. Mbappe at PSG and what was going on in that last season? Nothing. You could have seen like he wasn't really for the team.
Yeah.
But JB, you can't compare them teams.
But then Bruno's our players want to do everything for the team. So when there's an opportunity to pass to somebody else, and Reem has always pointed this out, Mendes look for Bruno, and Bruno might not be in the best position to receive the pass. So I think sometimes you have to recognize as much as Bruno gives to the team, maybe it's too much and it's taken away from the overall team play.
I think that we don't depend on Bruno too much, man. It's like we're looking for a goal, but as you say, PSG, for example, you don't know where the goal is coming from as an opposition with PSG because it could come from anywhere. And I think with having a team and the kind of players we linked with, we looking to be like that too.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, Cunha, if you get Mbeumo, you could get goals from Ahmad. You could get goals from if we get a striker. You need a team. You don't need an individual to be like, yeah, we need inspiration from Bruno. If we don't get it, we can't step up. And that's what happening at United right now.
But question, fellas, right? How long do you feel Bruno have at this level? When you look at Bruno, how long again? You feel about 3 seasons?
2 years.
I feel more than that.
Now, yeah, more than that.
Bruno's a different kind of monster now, boy. Bruno different.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that Bruno start picking up injuries. And it could come because he every time he play in every game. And if that start to come, he will decline. We don't want that to happen and ain't get money for him.
Yeah.
Is a crossroad we're at right now with Bruno. Keep Bruno. But if you keep Bruno, are you going to build around Bruno at that age? Nah, you can't build around a man at what, 13? Nah.
And then where we play them, where we play them, it have to be deeper.
Yeah, the players are 8 or 6 somewhere.
You see, in Amorim's system, right, it don't have no position there for, like, in a 4-3-3, it could sit down in the middle and dictate from deep. But in this system, it have no, you can't get away from hard work.
Nah, it's a team system. Yeah.
All right, one more person.
Well, we can't loan him, we can't sell him, so we have to keep him.
We got to keep him.
We
keeping him with conditions.
You need to show you what this season. You need to show you what he could talk a good talk. But let we see this season if he could walk, we walk now.
Yeah.
So all jokes aside, though, how long are you giving Amorim until you start to question him?
By
I question him all now. But by October,
we need to get the players he wants also, because you see the players he have now, they can't work in the system. You could clearly see that it can't work. Maybe the backline I think secured for now.
But Lion, truth be told, this team, this group of players that we have here, and there's the point that Amorim keep making. It's not a matter of 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, because even at 4-3-3 we finished 8th and we was in 14th place. So my thing is the team, them players, I always just to knock Nico for making the point, but the fellas they're not physical enough, they're not fit enough, they're not technical enough. Because when you buy and play, I really don't think it should be. These are professional footballers. It shouldn't be so hard to switch to a back three and at least see something. Our group of players making this thing look like is rocket science, and I don't think playing a back three is rocket science. You understand what I'm saying? So I really think we have been recruiting poorly in terms of profiles over the years, and we now found ourselves with a set of players who just unfit. They're lacking technical ability, right? And we just need to start to sign better players. So I think even if Amorim don't make it and the next manager that come in wants to play a 4 at the back, we shouldn't have a problem adapting. And that's my thing. we shouldn't have a problem adapting because we have players who have legs, we have players who are technical, who are afraid to hold onto the ball and make proper passes, players who are more press resistant, players who are clinical, players who are decisive, players with IQ. We have been signing poorly. We have been recruiting poorly. And that is why not even a 4-2-3-1 that could work good on.
No.
Correct.
We've been saying this for a while, especially with midfield. We see kind of players other teams have. They're bigger. Bigger, faster, more technical, more skill in the ball than we do for like years now, and we haven't really addressed it. We hope Ugarte will be an answer, but we really haven't gotten an answer yet. And that's the issue with Kobe. Kobe's a great football player, but when it comes to just the raw speed and recovery speed, and physicality, he can't really match up. And that's where he falls apart. I don't know why we haven't gotten that type of player, in general on our team. I'm glad that we have Euro now. We have Heaven coming up. We have players that can match the I don't know system that teams have, but we're way behind.
Yeah. And I agree, and I say, as I always tell Rima as well, if we don't get the midfield right, if we don't get the technicality in the midfield right, if we don't get the physicality in the midfield right, as we always say, the engine room of the team, if we don't get that right, we will continue to struggle. It don't matter who we have on top.
Totally agreed. Let me look at this comment here from Jerome. Controversial, but time to sell Bruno. We Stevie Gerrarding hard the last 5 years, a team where everything goes through one man in a team that has a hard ceiling, especially when the rest of the team not world class. He's a great individual footballer, but we can't build a side around him. We don't have the money and wasted it when we did. Main issue is if Ineos will buy properly to replace his contributions.
No, but that's a good point, because Liverpool were anything with Gerrard, and Gerrard was balling for them, and Gerrard was
when the Champions League, when the Champions League with him.
But I don't think Gerrard was like the main man there, because you had men like Luis Garcia, you had Suarez, correct me if I'm wrong, Milan Barros.
You're wrong. They made the Champions League with Suarez.
Milan Barros,
Emil Hestin, Xabi Alonso.
Those are big players. Gerrard couldn't be the main man there at that time.
Sami Hyypiä.
The thing is, the team, he said replace the contribution, right? Replacing the contribution is getting the right players to spread that contribution around the team. That is what we need. We don't need one man to say, okay, from the middle scoring 50 goals a season and you start padding. We don't need that, right? If we get that in a forward, but we don't need it from our midfielder. And then we depend on you all the time to do that. We need a contribution from everybody.
I think getting rid of Bruno might be a blessing in disguise. As cruel as it may sound, Sporting only start to win when Bruno leaves.
Yeah, and I don't mean he's a bad player.
Yeah, no, it doesn't mean he's a bad
player. I don't mean he's a bad player. It's just that he's not.
The type of player he is. He just take on the burden, and he just want to be the main man. And perhaps that's not healthy for the team now.
Boy, it's almost 11 o'clock and we still got comments.
No, not still. Let them wrap it.
Boy, about an hour ago, I was saying keep the comments coming, but wrap up on the comments, people. We gotta get these comments, boy. Good Lord, I got work tomorrow. Riyadh is saying about three more seasons before he starts to decline. Bruno not consistent enough for CM and slow for the 10. So we lose a bit wherever he is. Devendra is saying we will not replace Bruno contribution, but sell. I disagree with that. Keep Bruno. Amorim needs to have a backup plan / strategy. Jerome is saying I give him the year once we get all the transfers. That is important. We need footballers. We lack too many of those.
Yeah, footballers. We got much footballers.
Ruben Amorim did Sporting rebuild, so let's see. Jerome is saying our problem is not the system, but the lack of quality players we have.
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean,
Goalkeeper and striker.
if you tell the
It's a
players,
joke.
if you tell the players one thing and they don't abide by the system, you are kind of right though. So this team has no real athletes. No, we have Dorgu athletic. Quality players can adapt. Reem is right. For 5 to 6 years, we have recruited poorly.
5 to 6 years. We recruited poorly since Ferguson leave.
Yep.
Correct. Riyadh is echoing the sentiments of Lion. 5 to 6 years only. Jerome is saying more players like Xerxes all over.
The pitch.
The pitch would be good.
I think the point is mentality and ball quality.
Yeah, quality. We need that.
Euro Heaven Xerxes. That should be our baseline.
I watched that PSG medal, and I get so jealous about it.
Quality. That midfield working.
And watch me, I was always saying, they played against, they test themselves against physicality, and they beat physicality.
Yeah.
You understand?
That players, them don't need no physicality.
Yeah, they beat athletes, they beat physicality, they beat technical teams. I was like, boy.
A lot of people were focusing on João Neves, good midfielder, but you see Vitinha has contributed so much to PSG.
Absolutely.
Love Vitinha, boy. He was at Wolves, right?
Yeah.
Jack too.
I remember when I went to I wanted to come here.
So if Vitinha was at Wolves, Gael Carrez was at Brighton, right?
Yeah.
Boy.
He went Coventry too, right?
Yeah.
It's Coventry who sold him.
Yeah, Coventry sold him.
To Sporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riyadh is saying we also need to get some a-holes, man who know the dark arts.
Martinez, I mean, to get more than Martinez. Cunha's a dark arts man too,
with vouch and everything now, we don't need no dark arts. We need ballers.
The man is calling out.
We need the dark arts too, Lion. We need the dark arts.
And this United team that has watched everything going on at we. You choke a man in the belly and again a red card now. Nah. What's United?
What's it? We so friendly. Remember, is Maguire who got injured, and we allow Sevilla to put off.
Martinez.
No, Maguire got injured. It was Martinez.
Nah, Martinez. Them lift up the man and take him off.
Take him off.
Like it's a fat
come and deal with me. Come and deal with me.
Yeah, I don't know how to lie down on the ground. I don't know
take him off fast so that could beat me up.
Yeah, that's it.
Match. All right, let me get through 3 of these last comments. Sorry. Jerome is saying Liverpool won the CL on penalties and Alonso and Hardman win that. Gerard.
When they come back against AC Milan, Gerard was there, boy.
Yeah, but
Gerard dive against Gattuso. I will always remember
Gerard
that.
was like the main man. It's only
but
team and fashion team around Gerard. So
yeah.
No, but that was the question. And the question is that the question was that he could have been sold.
Win anything, right?
He could have been sold for money, like for how we holding on to Bruno, but they keep him.
And they win nothing.
I think he said that
they win the Champions League.
And I said they win the Champions League.
When they had won the Champions League, Gerard wasn't the man that was central to everything. That he
no, but that wasn't the question. The question was he could have been sold.
But it would have been too early then to sell Gerard because the team wasn't built around Gerard then.
They said nobody wanted to buy him at that time.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Chelsea wanted to buy him.
He wasn't.
He
wasn't.
Yeah.
Liverpool were never selling Gerard. The man is an academy player.
But at that point in time is when he was now coming into himself as a player.
Yeah.
Right?
The man is probably the biggest Liverpool legend. I guess so. Yeah.
Bigger than Dalglish?
Salah bigger than you right now, man. Salah bigger than Gerard. Salah winning things.
Because
Gerard is a legend for slipping, man.
Because you come from the academy, you'll be bigger than Salah.
Oh, yeah. That's only why, but when he make that slip, he lose real ratings.
Yeah.
On that banana peel.
Hey, go back to the Vinja question comment. Yeah, so definitely congratulations to the Vinja. He would have won the All in All United FPL.
What?
Right? So,
Second time
yeah,
in 3
yeah,
years?
yeah.
What the venture? Congratulations.
We're again for that. Let me concentrate hard next year.
No, we had to talk to Jody. Jody does not sponsor this. We had to talk to
Polari.
Maga Polari.
Polari
Nah,
and
Jody.
Jersey.
No. Last time Jody hooked them up real proper.
All
I think
right.
she-
Where Jody is?
In the Nagar.
He said it was too loud. He wasn't hearing us.
Yeah.
Oh.
You saying our fellas don't fight? I like Xerxes for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Chelsea looked to buy him after I remember that. I remember Chelsea, but Chelsea always looking to buy people players, boy.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots.
Just go buy a sperm if they get chances. Wanna buy everybody. Yeah.
This is the last comment reading. I'm not reading your comment, Riyadh. But this is the last comment. But this is now 5:11 at night, boy. The man got things to do tomorrow, boy. But anyway, but they never won the league because he was a one-man. I think that was the comparison.
Yeah, because he slipped. They could have, if he didn't slip, they would have win it.
They didn't win the league because Sir Alex Ferguson. Full stop.
That too, yeah. Gerrard had one shot to win that league and he ran and slipped. And that is it. No league for you.
That slip is a mental thing. He was carrying too much load or too much responsibility.
Too much load.
I think it was after the Crystal Palace draw that he said to the whole team, "Don't let it slip," no, or some shit like that.
Was it same game? He was like, "Don't let it slip."
And then he slipped next game.
That was a team talk. And then, the next game, it was a team talk. Don't let it slip, guys. And then next game, against Chelsea. And that's it. No title for you. And Baba just.
And it's Drogba who scored?
Baba.
Boy.
It's Dembaba.
No,
Yes,
Dembaba.
Dembaba.
It's Forrest cry that memorable in it. That's Forrest cry in it, boy. That was so memorable in it, boy. Ja.
Love it.
Yeah, love it.
Guys, I think this has been the longest podcast
boy. Hey.
ever.
I'm gonna get licks tonight, boy. God. Make me still. One more time.
I said it's still early, me.
Yeah, like you had to be at work.
You live in
You work in Australia.
You work at night.
somewhere.
In Australia or something.
Anyway, we can end on a positive note. I am excited to see what Matheus Cunha can do for us in this upcoming 2025-2026 season. Let me ask you one more question before we end the pod. Does he walk straight into the first team?
Of course.
God, man. Do you have a 10% on that
million? You pay 62 million and you get a customer while you work in your team?
We do it with Mount Nicole.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Mountain. That's a good point. Yeah, Mountain.
Reem, you know, come on.
No, but no, if you're quoting the price, then
Mount. Yeah, but Mount wasn't fit enough to walk in the team.
But Ten Hag wanted him to walk into the team. Ten Hag wanted him to walk into the team.
Ten Hag would have pushed Mount with a crutch on that team if he got a chance.
Yeah. But he just wasn't fit enough.
He was a real criminal, yes.
I just hope Cunha don't come and shit down his pants. Please.
I don't feel so, man. I believe in him, but the other signings for me will be more crucial than Cunha, honestly.
It's just because we don't want to repeat that kind of hero mentality within the team where we come now and everything is on Cunha back. So we have to sign other players.
Yeah, we have to. We have to.
Guys, we got stuff to do tomorrow. I am grateful for the comments. I'm grateful for the panel. We have come on this panel at least a good 50 times between this time and last year. At least 50 times, though, right?
Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah,
play over 60 games.
We play
over 60 games this season.
We do FA Cup. We do Europa League. We do Premier League.
I hope
you guys in the comments appreciate the time and energy that the guys on the panel come on to talk about the shit we did for the last season here. But anyway, a fresh new season coming. We're about to end the podcast. Reem, Nico, Lion, JP, and Simeon. Thank you very much for giving your last 2 hours and 10 minutes to discuss this season preview and then do keep, loan, and sell. Anyway, we're gone, and I get ended with how we started it.
Welcome everyone, and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment you made? I thought on bars to these.
run riot.
And everything, you have players out there.
I think the fellas will take him more serious.